Hey folks, this is section 10.5. I'd like to walk you through one of the examples towards the end of the notes. This is the session on DeMoivre's theorem. So you'll notice that I have given you DeMoivre's theorem right here. So make sure that you have that handy so that we can go through the example that I have for you. So if you go to the end of the notes, number 14, you'll see that I have here a complex number, and I want to raise it to the 8th power. Now, in order to do this, this is unlike something like number 6, where I already know what the radius is, I already know what the theta is. In this particular case, I don't know what r is, I don't know what theta is. That's going to be the very first step of what I need to do. So find the r and the theta of the inside, and that's this guy right here. So we want to find r and theta. You know that when you want to find r, you just draw a picture. And I see that it's in the 4th quadrant. And these are two legs. You can either do Pythagorean theorem or straight off the unit circle. You know that your radius is going to equal 1. The theta, since the two legs are identical lengths, the theta is going to be one of your 45 positions, more specifically, the 45 position in the 4th quadrant. So you could either choose 315 degrees, you could choose 7 pi over 4, you could choose negative 45 degrees. Quite frankly, when you look at the directions, it doesn't say anything at all about whether you have to be working in degrees or radians. So the choice is yours on here. Once you have your r and your theta, now you can plug into DeMoivre's theorem. So we have here DeMoivre's theorem. The first thing I've written is just simply a rewrite of the original question. And I have 1 cis 7 pi over 4. I'm using the radian version, all raised to the 8th power. And so DeMoivre's theorem says that I'm going to have the radius raised to that 8th power times the cosine of my angle times my power plus I sine of the very same thing. Let's clean this up a little bit. Obviously, 1 to the 8th power is just a 1. And 7 pi over 4 times 8, the 8 and the 4 will reduce to a 2. So I just have cosine 14 pi plus I sine 14 pi. This is simply my polar form. If my directions had said state the answer in polar form, I would be finished at this point. But the directions told me to use rectangular form. So that means I need to take it a step further. I need to get the legs. I need to get the x's and the y's. So going a step further then, 14 pi is at the same place as 0 pi or 2 pi. So that's going to be quite simple then to find the cosine and the sine values. So the cosine of 14 pi is 1. The sine of 14 pi is 0. Take your radius, I know, just a 1, but go ahead, distribute it, and you have 1 plus 0i. And 1 plus 0i then is going to be the rectangular form of this particular solution.